Welcome back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group, on a very cold winter day, we are driving this 2007 Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG. It's an R230. It has a 5.5-liter supercharged V8 making 510 horsepower, and this is the end of the SL55 for that generation because subsequently after came the SL63. You could also get these in an SL65 with a twin-turbo V12, and then there's the Black Series, which oddly enough is the only SL of this gen that I've actually spent time in. It's pretty outrageous. Those are very, very fast. Now, this one has a retractable roof, unlike the Black Series, which is a fixed coupe, the only SL that's a fixed coupe. Now, this particular car is $153,000 MSRP. In 2007, that's a lot of money. You're getting mighty close to Aston Martin prices back then. And it has a $14,000 P30 package that includes these 19-inch AMG two-piece alloyed wheels, the active body control with the AMG Nürburgring calibration, so it's definitely going to be a little stiffer, AMG compound front brakes, AMG locking differential, AMG Formula One safety car front apron, and 186 mile an hour top speed. So obviously I think the other cars could do 186, but we're likely limited, and this just lifts that. But that's pretty cool because that means you get these big old brakes, this beautiful front bumper, and my God, these are the best wheels in the game. The rivets, oh yes, that looks really good. Now with the top down, it's a pretty luxurious cruiser. We've got a beautiful interior with a very annoying dinging sound. You got the Alcantara wheel here, and let's see, one thing that I want to show you, just because it is so of the era, when this seat comes forward, we can come back here in this little compartment, and there you go. You've got your 6 CD changer right behind the front seat. Now we're going to put the top up for the drive because it's very, very cold, but there is something that I want to show you. When we open this trunk, it's automatic. You got to pay big money for that, but watch what happens with the roof. That lifts so you have more access to your stuff. And then you got to put this guy back down and then close it up. That is satisfying. All right, let's get under the hood and I'll show you this power plant. Then we'll get out and go for a drive. And there she is. Pretty familiar if anyone's like an old school AMG guy. This is a really great engine because this supercharged V8 has loads of torque. It's got plenty of power, and it's also really comfortable to drive it around town. It's made into a 5-speed automatic torque converter transmission, and it's just the stuff. It does everything because these are probably the most beautiful Mercedes-Benz since the SL300 or 300 SL. Sorry, the 300 SL. But anyway, I think this really embodies the proper Silver Arrow vibe, and I'm pretty excited that we're going to get to go out and have a little go in it today. I've got the key in my pocket, and I can put the key right here, just like the SL65 Black Series, but I can also stop right here. You can hear a little whine from that supercharger. And then to put the roof up, we just press this guy down. Big old mechanism opens up. It also has the glass up top. That is a fairly expensive option. But what's kind of cool about this is that you actually see some of the mechanism inside. So they didn't cover that up, which is actually a little surprising for the money, but I kind of like it. You get to see the mechanical insanity that is this hardtop. Now it is awfully cold and we're going to be fighting for grip, so I don't think we can do any launches because they will probably just crack the tires or turn into a big old smoke show, or maybe both. But that's okay. This is lovely. Let's turn on my heated seat. Why not? Let's see. Also down here, we've got our old school Mercedes controls, so we can put it in comfort, or I forget, I'm always wrong about what they call things. CSM, I assume comfort sport manual, but someone always corrects me. It says something is not the thing that I think it is, but whatever. That's what it means. And it needs like no revs to get that torque going. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is brake-by-wire. Not positive. I didn't look it up. But I remember in the past that 55s, like an E55, was a brake-by-wire system. So you Mercedes nerds can confirm or deny that in the comments. I just got a TPMS warning, but we're going to pull over and check it, but I really don't think it's anything more than the fact that it's 33 degrees out, and that's just the cards were dealt today. Pressures are all good. They had been set in a climate controlled garage, and now it's out here in 33 degrees, and I guess it's sensitive. So we're good to go. Let's have a little romp. You can feel that AMG diff doing some work. I mean, that is seriously aggressive. That's what's cool about these, is even though they're kind of big, heavy golf course cruisers, right? It's a big GT car. They're still really sporty in certain ways that make them incredibly unique and exciting. We're in sport mode already because we put this in sport mode, the transmission. So this is should be the stiffer setting, or the Nürburgring setup, and it is sporty. I mean, it definitely tightens up a bit, but make no mistake, you're not getting SL55 AMG levels of stiff. That car creaks and squeaks, and those are really pretty, like, teeth chattering vehicles. This is still going to be comfortable for your daily drive or your fun weekend trips, but it still seems stiff enough that you can go blast around some corners. It is a proper little monster. I mean, you actually can't go like full throttle in most places because you'll just get a ticket. This is a fast vehicle. Certainly a fast vehicle for 2007. Still a fast vehicle for 2023. Steering weights up so nicely. This is what I miss about this sort of era of car, is that even the luxury cars, even the luxury GTs, had tactility. they didn't separate you from the driving experience. I still very much feel like I'm part of the car, and it's not just trying to numb everything out of existence so I feel like I'm in my little cocoon. I still feel happy, and luxury is part of the package. I mean, these seats are fantastic. They're pretty narrow. I bet you can open up these wings just a little bit with certain seat controls here, but they're really supportive laterally, which I was not necessarily expecting from this vehicle, but boy, oh boy, does it keep me snug. And obviously this isn't going to be necessarily your winter thing, but it could be because you've got the hardtop. Now I love that you've got all this glass up here. That's like a $1,900 option in period, which probably sounded pretty pricey, but I think having that sunroof makes this like a great vibe all year round, because when you've got a convertible and you don't have that glass, it can feel like a bummer when you've got to drive it with the top up, but not this. This one feels good when you're driving it with the top up because you still see the sky. Telling you, Mercedes AMG was not messing around when they were building cars in this era. They wanted to rip your face off, but they wanted to give you that sort of like S-Class level of luxury while also giving you blisteringly fast powertrains. I mean, the BMW M division was giving us sort of high revving excitement for sure. You know, an E60 M5, a V10 had 500 horsepower. It was a fast vehicle, but you had to rev it out. Whereas like Mercedes was always like that low-end grunt kind of business where they wanted to give you torque. And with these 55s being supercharged, they gave you Autobahn burning performance that you had to work for more in the BMWs. And there was like a great thing happening between the two brands, because while the BMWs felt more like, oh yeah, we're gonna be a little more racy, this always felt more luxurious. This felt like accessible torque that was just gonna waft you up to speed in an instant. Be careful with these potholes up here, man. Don't want to injure any of these beautiful wheels. I was like 40% sure that CR-V was going to try to take this. So I was giving some room. He had a vibe about him. I don't know, man. Sometimes you read the body language of another driver and you're just like, oh boy, you're about to do something really stupid. This, however, I feel is the golden era of like modern Mercedes-Benz, especially AMG. AMG cars in the early 2000s were so good. Were so thoughtfully powerful and shockingly triumphant in the way that they delivered it. I mean, there was no question. You would never get in an AMG and wonder, hey, am I in an AMG? No, it was immediately clear when you got into that pedal that you were driving something really outrageous, really special, and probably outrageously expensive. And yet, despite being so outrageously powerful, it's also really comfortable to drive. These aren't teeth-shatteringly stiff. No, I can use the thing and I can enjoy it as a normal automobile. And then when I get on the highway and I need to go 186 miles an hour to wherever I need to go, it will do that for me. It will do that with me because it's my little friend. So in period, it may have seemed a little lazy that this was just using like a 5-speed torque converter auto. Today, I think that's the right choice. I would much rather own this than whatever sort of single clutch manual gearbox BMW was producing at the time. So the test of time actually favors this, even though it was incredibly expensive. I mean, you were paying 153 grand in 2007 was like real money. I mean, real money. And I could see how people could compare the two in a head-to-head test. I mean, not necessarily this going against an M5, but still another vehicle like that would outperform it probably on a racetrack, probably on handling circuits and stuff. But which car would you rather live with? It doesn't matter anymore that another thing was faster in a figure eight. Great GX470. I like the wheel and tire on that. We should probably go track him down and see what that's all about. But this SL55 now, over 10 years later, is so good, and it looks so good. It's one of the last beautiful cars that doesn't look like it's a cost-saving nightmare. And I love AMG in this time period because they were really stomping out the competition with massive power and massive torque. So I'm gonna go return this back to Bond Group. I hope you go take a look at this because it's gonna be on Bring a Trailer. You should buy this. This is one of those cars that was taken care of really well. It's got under 25,000 miles, 24,000 miles right now. And you know, this is probably the summer car you didn't know you needed, or you've been lusting after one and you're looking for the right one with the right maintenance records and everything, the right owner, all that good stuff. I gotta say, you will not be disappointed having this. I believe it's a one-owner car too, so that's pretty exciting. What's wild, I think they cost around, if not less than $50,000 today. So depreciation is your friend this time. Thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.